Hello, my YouTube friends. Thanks for joining in tonight, the Audio Master Show. We're on a marathon Saturday here, late night at the Audio Master Show. And I appreciate each and every one of you who has been joining in and participating in all your questions and whatnot about microphones, studio gear, and all the good stuff. I'm talking about the good stuff. Yeah, man. We love it. We love it. We love that you guys are hanging out and also subscribing to the Audio Master Facebook group. It is killing it, man, and everybody loves it. Everybody's joining in, putting in their music, putting in their 2 cents. It's a great hub for us all to hang out and to collaborate. So thank you so much for joining in tonight. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, should be right down there. A little bitty Audio Master icon on the picture. If you hover your mouse over that icon, it's going to say subscribe. Slam that bell out of the park too, man. Get you a grand slam, and that's going to notify you every time I come on, man. We got some great stuff happening here, man. And tonight I wanted to talk about some cool stuff, my favorite stuff to talk about, as you guys all know. What is your favorite EQ? I'll tell you what should be your favorite EQ, and that should be microphones. Yes, man, your microphone is your most friendliest EQ that you can get. That's right. The right microphone on the right instrument is key. Not only key, but it's imperative that you know what microphones work best on what instruments. And quit playing around, man. Quit playing around with the EQ, man. This is your EQ. And if you need to, ask what other engineers are using on their drum kit, on the snares, on the hi hat, on everything. Find out what microphones they're using because that's their EQ, man. Microphones. See, here's the deal. If you beat it at the chase, okay, then your battle is halfway already done. And so that's why if you look at some of your top engineers, they've played around with all of them. They played around with the new mics, the old mics. They know what mic works and which ones don't work. So do your research, man, and find out what microphones work on what instrument, what sounds best, and don't play around and only buy once with no regrets. If it's going to cost you a little bit and put you out for a little while, it's worth saving up for it. That way, you've got the microphone to do the job. And also, it's just going to be another piece of arsenal to add to your mic locker. Oh, look at this jewel right here, man. I wanted to talk about the RE20 tonight a little bit, just simply because this microphone is not only great for vocals. Look how nostalgic looking it is, man. Oh, it's just the king of the king of the king of the dynamic microphones. One of them anyway. And this mic right here is just, I'm telling you, man, it is just a really nice mic. I've seen these mic used on kick drums, but where they really shine on is your toms. I like these mics on your toms. They sound really, really good, especially underneath the tom. I've had some great success with this mic underneath the tom. Uh, but here's the kicker, man. It sounds really good for vocals as well. And this microphone typically you see a lot on your broadcast and radio stations and whatnot. You know, people interviewing other people and everything. You'll see the RE20, racked up there and on a nice big old shock mount. The dinosaur looking shock mount that you can get for these things. However, I did want to say you don't have to have that big dinosaur shock mount. You can actually get you a smaller one like this that works just fine. This is one that I actually modded myself, put some bigger shock bands on there, some elastic bands. Actually went down to the craft store and bought these extra thick bands because I don't think you can buy them that thick. Bought this elastic band here. Bungee cord is actually what it is, and cut the bungee cord the size of the original ones that came with it. Stretched it out, sewed it together, and then put heat shrink around it. And you can see it right there where I put the heat shrink on it. And man, it looks like it's almost store bought, doesn't it? Turned out really, really nice. And then also bought some paint, came black, and I painted it a close color to the microphone. It's not exact, but now it doesn't look like a sore thumb on the mic. It actually looks really, really good on the microphone. So something you can do as a little project, man. But the RE20, man, this microphone is just everything Electro-Voice ever put out. Just it's just solid as gold, man. Just beautiful stuff. Even their early stuff that they came out with in the 60s. All those old vintage microphones that Electro-Voice came out with. And then the 642, the one that I have, the boom mic, and the one that Jim Morrison, the famous Jim Morrison mic that he used. Just when you look at those things, man, with the ribs and all of them, notice they all have these little ribs in here. Okay, that's for rejecting sound from behind the microphone. But I don't know, man. Just Electro Voice was way ahead of their time on their microphones, and they last forever and ever and ever. They're kind of, I mean, Shure is another one, the Shure SM7B, the Shure 58, the 57 microphones that you could actually throw in the mud, probably wipe it off, and it'll still work, man. I've seen some crazy stuff happen in those Shure 58s and just last the test of time. But knowing what microphone is for what instrument is key. And so, an RE20, get you an RE20, man. It's gonna set well in your arsenal for miking just about anything. Also, the Shure SM7B, the one that I'm talking through right now. Beautiful microphone. Sounds great on many, many instruments as well as the voice, especially when you're in the studio and you're in the mixing room, like here, and you're doing your tracking. So, like you have an artist who doesn't want to or sings out of key a lot when he's wearing his headphones, either sings sharp or flat a lot of times. Go ahead and set him up in the studio, put a Shure SM7B in the mixing room, in the tracking room with you, and crank it up, crank the monitors up, not too loud, but loud enough where he can get the vibe of the song. And then, of course, place the microphone strategically in the room so that there's not a whole bunch of bleedage going back into the mic, and let him rip it out with no cans on at all. And I'm telling you, his singing is going to sound so much better. And he's going to actually get into the song a lot better, singing without headphones on and feeling like he's isolated in some booth somewhere in some far land that he's never even been in. And he's going to do a much better job for you, man. You're going to get a lot better results. He's going to be happier with you. You are both going to be happy with the tracks, and he's going to be a lot more comfortable. He's going to be, and that's the main thing, making your artist feel comfortable. And he's going to love the idea of being able to set up in the mixing room with you behind the board and listen through the monitors and singing through a Shure SM7B. He's going to love it. And also, this one's a great mic too for that too, because it rejects sound from behind really, really well. So whatever's in front, it's going to pick up your artist singing in front of it, and then anything behind it, it's going to reject it. So try this one, the RE20 or the Shure SM7B. And if it's a singer that needs a good condenser microphone, you're probably not going to be able to get away with it, depending on how big your tracking room is, with unless you have some gobles or something like that set up. But you're probably not going to be able to get away with a nice condenser microphone in there, just simply because it's going to pick up everything. It's going to pick up all the little annoyances and things, the little ticks and clicks in the mouth. It's even though the gain's set a lot lower on that, it's just going to pick up everything. So you might not be able to get away with a nice condenser. This is a beautiful condenser right here. This is a Telefunken AK-47 that I just love. Any pop artist, if you're a pop artist, and you love pop music and whatnot, that is the go-to microphone. I truly believe that. Just a beauty, 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 man. Sounds really, really good on a lot of good stuff. But man, yeah, the marathon Saturday night, vintage microphones, all kind of vintage microphones we got out there, and some cool ones back in the day that still work. This is the Turner that I talked about earlier. This microphone came out in the 40s. It is a beautiful sounding. It's basically used for a lot of broadcast stuff. So your broadcast people and radio stations were using this microphone right here. This was used back in the day. And you know what? I did a little video earlier tonight and we discussed all the impedance and everything on it. And I talked a little bit about this microphone. You can check it out if you wanna. If not, just hang out here, man, on this video. This is a cool little deal. We're just gonna chill tonight and just talk about all kind of cool stuff. I'm gonna try something here, man. Let me try something. See if I can do this. Bear with me, guys, as always. I appreciate your patience. And so here, let me try something here. I need to do this. I need to see if something's working first, okay? So we're gonna try this and just make sure my audio is working correctly. Because a lot of times it always wants to not work properly. And it seems to kick me out of using my preamp, this microphone, and going to the computer. It always wants to kick me out and use the little cheap little microphone in the computer. And that happened on a good video earlier tonight. Dude, I cannot have that. I cannot have that happen to me. Um, just sounds bad. The little bitty speakers that's in those computers sounds really, really bad. So it looks like everything's working properly still. And anyway, I just wanted to welcome you guys. As always, I appreciate all of your comments. Even if you text me on my messenger, that's cool too, because I always get back to every one of you. So yeah, man. Thanks for joining the coolest audio master show there is. We go over great techniques and recording tricks and all kind of cool stuff. And here's the thing: you can learn all this stuff from anybody you want to, man. There's a lot of people teaching audio and showing you tips and tricks out there. But a place to come hang out and share your music and do cool things. This is the place to be, and I appreciate all of you. I do, man. And tonight we're going to do a marathon, man. I'm talking about microphones and how they are the EQ of your system. And so a lot of people always want to go to that EQ and start EQing things right away. But look, man, I'm trying to let you in on some good advice, and it's always the microphone for the right application, and that's your EQ. And there's top engineers out there. You can Google it. You can look for yourself, Al Schmidt and all them other guys that produce great albums. They go to the microphone, and that's their EQ. Their EQs are only used only if there's trouble. Then they'll use the EQ for any type of masking or anything like that, or just adding a little color on the end of the mastering track. Then they'll use the EQ. Otherwise, they're sticking to their microphones, man, that are well renowned and known for doing the job that they like. As you see, I love microphones and I am a microphone collector. And back in the day, I had many, many, many microphones beginning in the 30s. This one's a 40s microphone, but from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and on, man. So I had a lot of really cool microphones that just were great. And here's the thing about them old mics, man, they last forever. They were just built like tanks, and they just really sound really good. In fact, this Turner right here sounds really, really good. Like I say, I plugged it up earlier tonight on a video that we did, and actually spoke through this throughout the video. And you know what? I haven't done any tracking with this mic. but I'm thinking I might wanna use this microphone and try it out on a tom and see how it sounds on some toms underneath. So that's gonna be interesting to actually put this on a little drum kit and see how that sounds because of the fact that, now keep in mind, it sounds great. It's almost like it sounds like it's brand new, man. Whoever kept this mic up and must have kept it in a case or whatnot and kept it in their mic locker. And I'm sure at one time it was probably in a radio station, and someone was in their radio station talking through this and announcing whatever, and kind of a cool thing. Who all might have been using that back in the day? I mean, from 1940, so it's been around a while. It's kind of a neat thing to think of that, right? But for my pop music and for my pop vocals, I love this AK-47 by Telefunken. It's a really nice microphone. It has a nice buttery high end, a nice low, and the mids just sound really good and present up front. So when I'm singing through this microphone, I wasn't for sure whenever I, dropped the 2 grand on it. I wasn't for sure, man, if I was gonna have some regrets on that mic. But I ended up getting it. It was either this one or the AR-51 that they had out, and, I told the guy, the sales rep, I said, he said, "Well, I'll send both of them. You can try both mics out and see what you think." And I was like, "Well, no, then Imma have to turn right back around and send one of them back to you. So let me just go with my gut feeling and send me the AK-47, and let me try out the AK-47, and, I'm just gonna go with my gut feeling, man, and I'm glad he sent the AK-47. I'm glad I went with my gut feeling on it. The first vocal take I did on it, guys, man, I was like, "Ah, this thing sounds beautiful. I love it. It sounded warm. It popped right through the mix." I had to roll off just a little bit, put a high pass filter, and rolled off a little bit of the low end before it to set in a track that was a pretty dense track. And we had a bunch of different things going on, so it really didn't need that extra little low end on there. But other than that, man, I am so stoked about this AK-47. And here's the gig, man. If they stop making these, okay, I'm not sure how long they did a run on them, but they stopped making the AK-47, y'all. But here's the thing, man, if you can find one in a studio that's been kept well, get it. You will not regret this microphone in your studio. Trust me, it's just a beautiful sounding mic, especially for pop and whatnot. But I've been enjoying that microphone. I've been enjoying this one here too. This one's a really cool one, the RE20. As you know, it's just a beauty, man. And I can't reiterate enough, you guys, really. It really is the microphone that makes all the difference. It's the first part in the chain, okay, is your microphone. And if you pick the right mic for the right instrument or even vocalist, it's just going to solve a lot of problems that you're probably having later on in your mix that you don't really realize. Why am I having to EQ so much? Or why is all this masking going on? Why are all these things happening? It's because probably you don't have the right microphone for the right instrument. And here's the thing: there's a lot of engineers out there, guys, that know, and they'll go over what they're using on their drum kit, what they like to use on the snare, what they like to use on the toms, what they like to use on the kick, what they like to use as a room mic, what they like to use as another room mic, maybe close up to the ceiling or whatever, capturing the width and depth of the room. So learn all these different microphones, man, because it's just really the key to your success and recording, man. This is a beauty right here. I want to show you guys again the shock mount that I actually modded to go with this. I really didn't want that dinosaur looking shock mount that you can spend $100 on. This one I got for $11, and like I say, went down to the craft store, bought some extra thick bungee cord, cut it to size, sewed it together, and put that shrink wrap on it. Let's see if I can get the angle where y'all can see the shrink wrap. Where's it at? There it is, right there. Is that it? Let me get it in the focus for you guys, man. No, here it is, right here. I can't even see it on there, man. It's such a good job I did. I surprised myself, y'all, on how good of a job I did on put there it is right there. You see it right there? Anyway, just put a little heat gun on there and shrink it up to size, and it almost looks store bought. There it is. That's the angle I need. Look. And if you don't have a heat gun, you can always use a lighter. A lighter will work as well. It'll shrink it right up to size. And but the color's not exact, y'all, but it's pretty daggum close. And it looks good enough to where it doesn't look like this. It looks like it's part of the microphone. And that's the cool thing about it. It doesn't look like something that's just a tag or something on the mic that don't belong there. So I love this. I love this shock mount. It really works good for this little RA20, and it's just a really cool thing. I've been enjoying the heck out of it, man, and digging it, man. But look, guys, I've got the 642. You can't see it up there, but I am going to be doing another video on the Electro-Voice 642. This microphone came out in the 60s, man, and it was used on all the sitcom movies from Audrey Genie to Hee Haw Show to Bonanza, all that kind of stuff. And it was really, really cool, used back in the day. And I'm going to be getting on here and actually doing some work with it so you guys can hear it work, man. Digital. Oh, there you go. Oh, how's it going, man? I hadn't seen you in a while with that mount work on the Electro-Voice 642. No, it will not work. It is too small for this for the 642. But here's the thing. I want to say, okay, I've got it around here somewhere because I have the 642 with the original shock mount. You can't see it, but it's up in the corner right there. I did have a spotlight on it at one time in one of my videos. Uh, but I am going to I wanna say it's the which shock mount was it that I got? I wanna say it was by, it holds the 990? Does that sound right? I'll find out, okay? I'll find out which, shock mount it is that I bought for the 642, and it does work for it, okay? It does work for that mic. I did have to put some heavier bands on there. "Hey, bro, what's going on, Bull Tide?" I did have to put some heavier bands on there, dig a gal, but I want to say that it works fine, man. It works really cool. But I am gonna do a video of maybe even both of my 642s kind of angled in like this, just do an XY type thing, going on to where you can hear both mics in action. I'm just trying to think how I can get it in the picture here where my studio's set up where y'all can check it out, man. And I will get that information on that shock mount, the exact one that fits the 642 and works. So you won't have to do a bunch of guessing and try to figure that out. But I got to figure out how I'm gonna get both of them in the screen so that you guys can see me doing a video with my 642s. Hey, look, man, the 642, I don't know about yours, but when I got mine, they were both in mint condition. I just love my 642s. Hang on a second. One of them's up there. You can't see it because of the lighting in here, but I'm gonna get underneath here and grab this other one. Chill out. Okay, thanks for hanging in there, man. Uh, Squeeze in here. Let me show you this, man. Okay, this is the case that my 642 come in. Now my other case is actually in better condition than this one. This one looks like it was shoved around in a mic locker or whatever. It's got the handle right there, but it is steel. But I've got some of the paperwork that came with this puppy too, man. It's just I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, when I got this, I was like, I wasn't expecting such a nice microphone, and I certainly wasn't expecting it to sound so daggum good. So I don't know if yours has this on the inside, but I want to show you something cool about Electro Voice and how they were. Oh, that smell, that old smell. But Electro-Voice was so ahead of their time, man. I just can't believe. I don't know, man. They just did some great stuff. But I want to show you this on the inside of this microphone case. It shows you the shock mount, the original shock mount that comes with this that you need for this microphone. Okay, the 642. Now I'm going to move it over a little bit this way. Let me see. Try not to hit everything. Let me get this over here right. Okay. You see that right there, man? It shows the frequency from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. And then look, it has all the where you can roll it off. But I want you to notice around 5 kilohertz or in that area, it's pretty flat. There's no hype going on with this mic, man. It's the real deal. And look at all the roll offs that you can choose from. This thing is the deal. This microphone is the deal, y'all. So, I love it, man. Here it is right here. This is my other one. Check it out. Oh, this is the king of kings, man. This is the real ching-a-ling, ching-a-ling. Oh my gosh, man. I'm gonna put that over there and show you this, y'all. Just because I want to show you, man. Now, keep in mind, this probably came off the assembly line. If I had to guess, 1968. Okay, here we are, 2021, and look at this thing, man. It just shines. And you know what, man? It just sounds even freaking better. Look, so you've got the impedance thing. Now, this is how far ahead Electro-Voice was. Look, okay, so you see those little notches right there, 50, and then what is that right there above that? 150, and then 250, right? So you can set this microphone to the impedance of your preamp. Talk about thinking ahead. And then look down there, you've got 1, 2, and then flat. And that's your bass roll off right there. That was showing you on that frequency thing, how far it actually cuts and rolls off on the bass. Amazing, man. But look at this thing. I want you to look at this thing. It looks like something from I don't know, man, like you'd see on a Frankenstein sci-fi movie or something, man, where they're in there with all the test tubes and everything and they're fixing to do something. I don't know. It's just insane, man. Look at this. They just I don't know. So I got 2 of them, man. I actually had 3 of them at one time, and I said, "You know what? I'm probably never gonna use the 3rd one, and why not just sell it on eBay and let somebody get it and use it and enjoy one for themselves?" But I kept 2 because I always just wanted to do some stereo miking, and that way I can do an XY thing across a drum kit or whatever. But man, look at this, y'all. Engraved on there, Electro-Voice in cursive, serial number and all, just in just a mint condition. This has just been a joy that I've been loving this mic, man. And so I'm gonna set these babies up, uh, Digigal, and I am gonna get the model number of that shock mount that fits this one right here. Um, I just can't think of the name of the model number of it right now, but it actually fits this part on the mic. So that shock mount's going to slide over this, and it's going to go right around here. Okay, and that's where it's going to hold this mic up, and it does a really good job. I've got it somewhere around here, man. I just need to look for it, and but I'll get you that model number. Keep checking back with me, and or send me a message on my messenger. Or I tell you what, Digigal, why don't you join our Facebook group? Go to Audio Masker and join our group uh, on Facebook, because it's a place where engineers are joining in, man. Um, and it doesn't matter what level anybody's on. So we've got musicians that are joining, we've got engineers, we've got producers, and we're building this up to where it's a great place for us all to collaborate and share what the heck we're doing, man. But anyway, if you want to join me there, then you can message me on my messenger or whatever, and then we can stay in touch that way, man. And I can just shoot you the number that you're going to need to get the shock mount for this thing, because I don't know how you're doing it now. If you're just setting it on a table or something and recording what's going on, but you really need a shock mount for this. And I look for I want to say at least 3 years, and before I actually got the original one that came with it, and it's missing one of the bands on the back. I do have the band on the front, but I got creative and made a band using a thick wire for the back. It works good and looks good, nostalgic. I mean, it looks, it doesn't look out of place, and it holds the mic good. So yeah, man, I will get with you on that, and I will definitely send you the information you need on the shock mount. And I think it's relatively cheap too, man. It's not, but I looked for three years on eBay because I was wanting the original shock mount for this one and the other one. That way, I didn't need three, and I really felt like that it'd be a good deed to let the other one go so someone else could enjoy it in their studio. But yeah, join the Facebook group. Go to group section, type in Audio Master, and come hang out with us, man. We got some cool stuff going on as always here at the Audio Master Show. So we're doing a late night show. We're doing a marathon thing. This is my third video for today. I typically don't do that, man, but I got excited. I had some extra energy, man, and said, I'm gonna get on here. I'm gonna just hang out on my channel tonight and see what the heck's going on with everybody. How do y'all like the new Audio Master t-shirts, man? Y'all dig them, man? Look, I got these 5 stars right here because isn't 5 star like ranked really high? But here's the gig behind that. You guys are the stars, man. Y'all are the stars, man. And I'm just here for the ride. And I thought, well, that's kind of a cool thing, to let you guys in on what's going on. And so the next run, I've already given out all that I can give out on the black and white ones, but I've got another run that'll be out around the 15th of this month. They should be ready, and they're black and they're with neon yellow, and the neon yellow ones look really good, man. And it's this tri-blend stuff, so it's super super stretchy and comfortable. So anyway, man, yeah, I'm digging them, man, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do a drawing on them, but hadn't quite figured it out yet. But I really like to give as many away as I can, because if you like recording and you like being in the studio, and everywhere I go, man, like at the gym or everywhere, everybody's going, man, I like that shirt. So everybody's been complimenting me on the shirt, and I just want you guys to have one as well too, man. So I don't know if I'm gonna. I'll probably do a drawing on 10, and then if you want to buy one, I'm probably gonna have it to where you can purchase it at cost, and then the shipping, which ain't a big deal to have a nice, cool T-shirt these days. What's a going on, Mister Product Review Man? Cool EV 642. I know, man. Isn't that the bad deal? Look, I want you to look at both these mics, y'all, together. Now, keep in mind, this is one of the most well-known dynamic microphone used in the broadcast studios from here around the world. It's still the number one. It outbeats the Shure SM7B. Although you are seeing more of the SM7B in the studio as far as broadcast and radio, but this was the go-to mic, man. Now look at this. Look at these ribs here. Okay, on the RE20, it's got your little roll off right there too. You got your flat and then your roll off. But then look at these ribs here, man. Look at these. No, man. Aren't they just too bad to the bone? Let me see if I can pull it back. Just beautiful microphones, man. Electro-Voice. Electro-Voice. I mean, heck, dude, these guys knew what was going on. And to think that this microphone was made in the 60s, and what actors walked underneath this microphone and did their skits and whatnot, who knows, man? And to think that I'm holding one in my hand that works perfect. Here we are, 2021, and the daggum thing sounds like it's brand new, man. I mean, they built their microphones to last. I love it, man. Thank you, Mr. Product Review. I know the 642s are just really the king of all shotgun boom microphones. I think that's my personal opinion. I mean, heck, to make something that lasts 40, 50 years is just insane, especially when it comes to electronics and things like that. It's just really a cool thing, man. So microphones, I know, Bull Tide. I like microphones. XRP pump, new mics coming soon. Yeah, I know. XRP hit $1, what, $6, $7? Who would have thought, right? But yeah, man, these microphones are great. The vintage microphones are great. I love all microphones. And here's the thing, guys. If you use your microphone as an EQ, you'll find yourself using less EQ in the mix, and your mix is actually sounding better by choosing the right mic for the right instrument, man. And I wanted to keep it real simple like that. I'm not speaking out of the side of my mouth. You can actually go and do the research yourself. Check out Al Schmidt. Look, he's one of the most renowned mixing engineers around the world, and look at the stuff that he's doing. You can go check him out on YouTube. He's actually show him in the studio where other top cat notch engineers are actually learning from him at a seminar. So he's using nothing but microphones as his EQ. He's setting up an orchestra, and you can check him out. But I don't think he even uses any EQ unless it's to fix something later on, man. So it may be a little costly at first, but keep in mind your microphone is the first thing in the chain and should be very, very important to you as to getting your sound right and creating a great sound going to your DAW or to your tape machine or whatever medium you're actually recording on. There's so much. There's so many different microphones out there. But here's the thing, do your research. And if it takes you a little bit longer to get the right microphone, go ahead and save up for it, man, because you will buy with no regrets when you dump a little bit of money on something that that's proven and tried in the recording studio. I'll tell you another good microphone that if you can find one, it's the Neumann U87. The Neumann U87 was used and still is used extensively on countless albums in the recording studio. But if you can find an older one, not a new one, an older one that's in good shape, that has a smoke-free environment, and you maybe know the people or where it's coming from. If you can find an older 87, the capsules were made better. They just sound better from what I hear from other engineers than the new ones. Now, I had an old one, so I can't compare it to a new one, but I love that mic. So typically, the vocal chain and a lot of your vocal in your big label studios is a U87 going or 67 or U47, but it's usually the U87 going through a 1073 mic pre. Okay, so a 1073 mic pre through an LA2A compressor. That's the chain. That is the go-to chain majority of the time. And you're going to spend a little dough, but look, here's the gig behind that. Buy once with no regrets. And even if it takes you a year to save up for that microphone, do it, man, because you're going to love it and you're going to get some great results out of it. And here's the thing, you can use it, that U87 on many different instruments, not just the voice, but you can use it as room mics. You can use it as overheads. There's just all kind of things that 87 is used for. But I love talking about microphones because that is something I really enjoy with all microphones because they're all distinctively have their own character and own flavor. And so it's just a beautiful thing, man, to have different microphones to choose from in your mic longer, especially if you have an artist. Let's just say, I don't know if you can see this one right here. Can y'all see that mic back there? This one right here, this big one. This is the AEA R44 ribbon microphone. Okay, and I want to say it's about 3,500 for this one. But here's the kicker behind that mic. it doesn't sound everything doesn't sound great on it, okay? But it's a don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful sounding microphone, but it's not used on everything, you know. And but here's the thing, it is good for. It's good for girls who have a thin voice. It's good for people who have a sibilance in their voice, like myself. When I sing, it kind of rolls off and shaves off that those s's that you don't really want in the mix. So it does it even before it even gets to the medium that it's that you're recording to. So that's a plus, right? If you can nip it in the bud always before it gets to the medium that you're recording to, it's always better. But I will tell you, man, I love this. I love this microphone. It has a figure eight polar pattern on it, and you can do so much with the R44. It pretty much is a beautiful mimics the old RCA 44. And when RCA went out of business, Wes Dooley actually he was doing all the repairs for them and fixing their RCA 44s and using their ribbons and everything from old stock ribbons. They went out of business, and Wes actually took over or started a new company, AEA, and using old stock ribbon microphones, the same ones that the RCA used, the 44. So I love this mic. I love this mic. It sounds beautiful. And here's the thing, I have a trumpet player that's going to be coming in, and I'm going to put the Electro-Voice RA20 on him up close, and then the ribbon microphone a little further back in the room, capturing the room and him. So I'll have two microphones that I can you know, do the fader on or go back and forth from or do a blend between the two. So it's going to be really kind of cool that I'll be able to use that on him. But it's picking the right mic, man, for the right instrument. And so it's good to have a lot of different microphones in your arsenal, man. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing good here on this Saturday evening and enjoying your Saturday. And thank you guys for joining in tonight, the marathon with Audio Master. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, go there. Hang out with me there, man. We got some great artists. And here's the thing about the Facebook group, y'all. I'm going to be doing live interviews. And so I'll be streaming from YouTube, but it'll be shooting one stream over to the Facebook as well. So you can join in from the Facebook side or the YouTube side. And I'm going to be interviewing some great artists coming up, man, with some new talent and new bands and whatnot. We got Rick Dan. I'm gonna be doing the interview on. We got Michael Morris and his band. I'll be doing the interview on. We got Steven, who is an engineer, a great engineer who has some great stuff to share with us when he gets back in town. So there's a lot of different people that I'm gonna be doing interviews on and hanging out with, man. So you don't want to miss out. And we appreciate each and every one of you as always. We do here at the Audio Master Show. And slam that bell, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow.